episode of We Are the People. You're here with your boy, Sauce God, Kemosabi, and my girl,
Eco.
my dog,
Alecth3illfigure. What's up?
Once again, we are the people. So, tuning in to talk about spiritual... What is it? I think you know it better than me.
Spirituality?
Oh,
Damn,
see,
it
it is. I couldn't even remember.
Hold on, let me take my jacket off. It's about to get hot in here.
Spirituality. That's how they say it.
Spirituality, yes.
Okay, I was curious. Nah, I know a little bit, not a lot. I'm more of a philosopher myself. You know, stoicism. I'm cool with that. But I do believe in spirituality just like I believe in religion. Just like I believe in the universe. I feel like anything that enlightens somebody is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to learn is to grow. So.
To learn is to grow. Knowledge is the
Power.
path. You know what I'm saying? Power. But how do you feel, yes, for instance?
I mean, I feel as though everybody has their own path as far as spirituality is concerned. So like you said, with religion or spirituality, you can be spiritual and religious, or you could just be religious, or you could just be spiritual. But whatever makes it easier for somebody to live life, is for them, then, it's good, As long as they're not harming anybody with it.
Yeah, I feel like everything plays a part, but one thing I will say, I don't feel like a person can be religious and not be spiritual.
Really?
Yeah. And if you are, I don't feel like it's true religion. Because you got a lot of people that say that they're religious, but the way they live, the way they act, the way they treat people, that's not, religious or spiritual in any way, shape, or form.
Well, like, what's your definition of true religion, though?
It's just, it's true faith and living by what your teachings tell you, whether it be the Quran or the Bible, whether you're a Buddhist, Jewish, whatever.
Right.
Like, people can't deny the fact that just about every religion is basically the same principle. Be good to people, treat people right, do good deeds, be helpful, and in the end, by being it just teaches you to be a good person. You have some people that are religious that aren't good people. They don't live by those standards. And I feel like that's not really being religious. I feel like that's, if it was a gang, you'd be false claiming.
What about you, Eco?
Well, I think that to be religious, because first of all, religion is a construct. It's made by man. So it is a group of principles that you utilize in order to move through this world. But I think it's very possible for somebody to be religious and not spiritual, because again, it's a dogma. It's something that is a construct. It's logical. It's right brain. Like, you're taking something, because when you're spiritual, I feel like spirituality is something that doesn't require an instrument. Religion is an instrument. Because first of all, anybody that's just good in nature, is a good person and knows right from wrong, is gonna follow those principles themselves, whether they have religion or not. And that's why I say it's possible for somebody to be religious and not spiritual, because it's rules. You go to school, it doesn't mean you like school. It's just the rules that you have to follow in order to get somewhere in this world. That don't mean that you're book smart. That don't mean that you just because you follow something doesn't mean that you have faith in it, or that you truly believe in the power of it.
Yeah, but I mean, my example of that was like me saying that you can't really be, religious and not be spiritual. It's like, you said school. Like, you have some people that like school. You have some people that don't like school but like to learn. But those people that like school, they like school because they learn. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? It's that core reason. I feel like that's what separates it. Like, that's why I feel like it goes hand in hand. That's why I feel like you can't be religious and not be spiritual. Like, to truly be religious, you have to be spiritual.
I feel like just to be religious, you just have to practice. You don't have to really.
But I don't feel like that's true religion. I feel like that's just putting on a show. I feel like true religion is because you you're learning is because you want to be spiritually connected to this faith that you have.
Okay, well, how about this?
Some people that claim to be religious, they aren't really spiritually connected.
Exactly.
And I don't think that's not spirituality. I mean,
but
that's not
religion.
religion.
For instance. So, okay, you don't have to be a Buddhist to practice yoga. You can just do yoga. And that practice itself will enlighten you. It will make you better. It will make you more limber. It will make you more flexible. You'll sleep better. You'll eat better. You'll do a lot of things better. And you did all of that without having to be Buddhist. So, the same thing comes from religion. You don't have to be a good person to practice and go to church every Sunday.
Very true.
All you gotta do is show up, do the hymns, you know what I'm saying, pay offering. You're participating in the practice of religion. No matter if you're good or evil. Your nature is your nature. You're supposed to absorb the knowledge from religion or spirituality and basically absorb it. And absorb it to strengthen natures of yourself. But if the nature of yourself is corrupt, then you're just a corrupt person. It's not about your religion. It's not about your spirituality. You know what I'm saying?
I guess nature. What I'm trying to say is those people that actually go to church to hear the word, to become closer to whatever higher power they feel is in existence. I feel like those people are actually spiritual. You have some people that go to church that just go through the motions. I don't think those are religious people. I think they phony.
Okay. But what about those priests?
The same thing.
Why?
There's plenty of phony priests out here that sit there and speak the word but don't live by it, or sit there and speak on spirituality but don't really go by it.
For forgiveness. I mean, that's part of your religion too. To ask for forgiveness.
But if you don't really have faith, who are you asking to forgive you?
He has faith. That's why he asked for forgiveness. He knew what he did was wrong, but he still wanted forgiveness.
You're conflating faith with religious practice. Because, like I said, you can be spiritual because spirituality, in my opinion, is something that doesn't require an instrument. Religion is an instrument. So you can be religious and practice something. Like, okay, I'll say this. When you describe something, like you talk about somebody doing something in routine, what do we say sometimes? You can say they do it religiously because it's the act of it. It's they're following a routine. They're following a rule. They're following a pattern. They're following something.
Exactly. Because otherwise, we say church is
that's what I'm saying. You can be religious in the sense that you practice religion, but you don't have to be spiritually connected to what you're practicing. Like, that's why I was using the example with school. I don't have to necessarily have the connection to education or the will to learn in order for me to actually go to school.
And see, that was the thing I was saying. I was saying, like, I feel like people that go by those rules, I don't feel like they're really religious.
Well, check this out.
I feel like I feel like it's phony. I feel like they're putting on a facade to make people think that they are this way when they're really not.
But check this out, though. Where do you absorb that belief from? Where does that belief come from that they are phony? And I'll let you interject. I just want to hear his say.
No, go ahead.
No, I think that they're phony by the fact that you can't. It's like you're putting on anything that's putting on is phony. So if you don't really, you don't really believe in what you're doing, you're just doing it just because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what everybody says I'm supposed to do, and you don't really have any faith. You don't really have any like connection behind why you're doing it. I don't feel like that's real religion.
I respect that. Now, can you drop the hammer?
Drop the hammer. Okay. There can't be a real or fake religion. That's basically what I'm saying, because it's man-made.
I'm not saying you can have a real or fake religion. I'm saying real or fake faith. Those people that are really religious and really have faith in what they're doing.
Me for example. Me for example, I grew up in a religious Muslim household. I did not believe in what I was practicing because I was raised up in it. But I still had that spiritual connection, because even though I didn't understand the faith. I didn't know what I was practicing. It was just something that was ingrained in me. Like I said, it was a pattern, a rule that I was meant to follow based off of my environment. So I still was spiritual. I still had experiences where I was questioning my existence, and that in itself is spirituality. When you're questioning your existence, when you're trying to come to an understanding about yourself and the reality that you're experiencing, that's spirituality. When you have a connection to God and you know that even though they have me practicing this and praising this, I still know that even though that's not necessarily what I believe, I have a connection to God. Why would God tell me not to do something that I love? People were getting on to me for listening to music. I found out I had a voice. I can sing. I was told I was going to hell for it. That's what I grew up dealing with. But I knew that God would want me deep down in my soul. I knew that God wants me to use this, or else why would he give it to me? And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about spirituality. So, people can have faith. You can have faith regardless in anything in your life, whether it's through religion or faith doesn't have to be exercised through religion, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I agree. I completely agree.
Yeah. So,
I'm speaking more on the, like, you found your spirituality yourself. You didn't find it through a religion. What I'm speaking about is people that claim to have found spirituality through that said religion, but it's not real. You see what I'm saying?
No,
like they claim to be spiritual through this religion, through that religion, but they're not.
But
that's what I'm talking about, and I don't feel like that's real religion.
That's why I hate to cut you off, Alec. I'm gonna let you finish, but I just want to say this for instance. What I think that you're relating to is character. And I feel like we can't confuse character with faith, or character with belief, or character with point of view. Character is your self-nature. And to dig deeper on that, for instance, these are some examples of spiritual disciplines: meditation, prayer, fasting, simplicity, fellowship, journaling, chastity, stewardship, submission and obedience, study, evangelism, contemplation, confession. All of these things both deal with spirituality and religion. So you can practice these things, still do bad things, but you are still practicing either spirituality or religion if you truly believe that is your way. Because it starts with self-examination. So that person might examine that they have a problem with this and haven't gotten to the problem that really is at hand. But they are still in a practice that can get them there. But it's up to his character to make that choice. And I feel like the strength of spirituality is that it can either point you down this road, that road, or no road at all. But it will definitely, it will help you find balance with whatever it is that you're trying to gain. It just takes constant practice. How did you get good at doing anything? You know, if you're good at playing baseball, you had to stay practicing. You was on that field at least 5-6 days a week, throwing the ball, swinging the bat, doing whatever. You did it religiously. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people who played on that diamond that felt like, yo, baseball my religion. To them, that diamond's their church.
I get that.
But I get what you're saying, Alec, about people just going through the motions and just going to church because I guess that's the thing to do.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's real religion. I don't feel like I don't feel like there's a way that you can get a spiritual connection by just going through the motions.
No, you can't. And that's what I'm saying. That's where spirituality comes into play. You can still be religious by practicing the religion. That's essentially what I'm saying. There is no real or fake religion because religion it exists. Like, we made it exist. Human beings created that concept. Religion is something outside of yourself that you have to use in order to come to terms with your spirituality. Whereas spirituality is finding that faith within yourself.
Yeah. And I guess my qualm with it is like, religion was created as a means because, you know, way back when humans couldn't grasp the concept of there being a higher being, so they had to sit there and create some type of form into which they can share with other people for other people to understand. It's like Norse mythology. They didn't understand why thunder did this, lightning did that, so they would like they create the god Thor. Okay, he has a hammer. When lightning strikes, he's putting his hammer on the anvil. No, I may be getting that's Hephaestus. I'm sorry, that's Greek mythology.
It's also,
but it's Norse mythology also. But I'm saying it's created for man to be able to explain natural phenomena.
Yeah.
It's created for man to try to get some type of way to become spiritually connected with something that's greater than them. Yeah. So I think my thing about it is religion was created so you can build some type of connection spiritually with something bigger than yourself. So if you're supposed to be religious and you're supposed to go through this to try to get connected to something higher and you're not doing it, what's the point? Like, is that really... You can't really say that you're being spiritual when you're not using it to reach that, upper echelon, if that makes sense.
Got an interjection?
Yeah, I just wanted to say something real quick. So when you were talking about how religion came into existence and how human beings had to conceptualize what was going on around them, right? Long ago, they didn't call it religion. They didn't even call it spirituality, but that's what it is. Because spirituality is something that exists outside of you and within you. Like, it has... Religion came from spirituality is essentially what I'm trying to say. Like, how they have the mythology, those are archetypes. They have archetypes or figureheads or some type of representation for something that's existing in nature, right? So, when you talk about religion does that very same thing, but it has restrictions, and like I said, it has the rules and everything. You know what I'm saying? So when you're talking about what true religion is, you're right, it is to follow the rules. It's supposed, you know what I'm saying? But you could follow those rules without having that connection to God. And that's why I'm saying, that's why it's so easy for people to be raised into religious religions. That's why it's so easy for people to be raised in religion, because it's a teaching and it's something that you can follow. But again, it doesn't really, you don't question things. Like I said, what led to spirituality was the fact that they saw these things that they couldn't explain. That's what we call spirituality. They had questions. Religion don't want you to ask questions. Religion...
I have an interjection to that. I have an interjection to that. True religion doesn't care if you ask questions. Because I was born and raised a Catholic. That's what I was brought up on. It wasn't until I started asking questions about my faith. I question my faith all the time. Why do we do this? Why do we do that? Why is it this way? Why is it that way? Because I try to get an understanding so I become more spiritually connected to God. You have to ask questions in religion in order to get closer spiritually. And I feel like those that just go through the motions and aren't really necessarily worried about the why. I don't feel like you can really be connected spiritually if you don't understand why you're doing the things you're doing. Not just because it's routine, but why is it routine?
Well, this is my thing.
Why is our faith? Why do we do X, Y, and Z? Like, help me understand so that I can become closer to, my God or the person that I, give this faith into.
But that's essentially what I'm saying is, religion isn't... I just lost my whole train of thought. Religion isn't for you to become spiritual is essentially what I'm saying. Like, religion isn't for that. That's why I say religion was birthed out of spirituality and not the other way around. Because spirituality came first. It exists. Whether we make it exist or not. Because we here in these bodies right now, but our spirits, our energy is going somewhere else.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of science. Like energy can neither be destroyed nor created, only transformed.
So that's
when we leave this, we're going someplace else.
But that's gonna exist regardless. So when you're talking about religion, that's something that had to be created from us, not from the universe. Religion didn't come from the universe. Right. Spirituality, spirit, it comes from the universe. It exists regardless. Religion is something that is created. It's something that is made. It's a concept.
And can I say something? Everything she said is absolutely right. And the bigger thing that I feel like we missed on this point is that it wasn't just created for you to find a higher power, and that higher power to help you find your existence. Like she said, it's a form of control.
Yeah.
It is a form of control to keep you in line, to keep you in check. And it's so easy to wander off the path if I can ask the most incredible being in the whole universe for forgiveness and he'll forgive me. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's remember, murder is a crime unless you're a soldier, because it's okay to kill for God. Serving in America's army. Religion itself is a contradiction. We have the Old Testament, the New Testament, 17 different versions of the same book. Anything man-made will be corrupted. But it's not saying that you can't find enlightenment from it. But spirituality itself is the existence of the world. And when you find spiritual practices that help you find yourself to keep you off those paths, it's almost impossible to wander. You know what I'm saying? As far as religion. Because I always got this chance to ask for forgiveness. Spirituality ain't about forgiveness. It's about just not messing up. About not wandering, not drifting. Religion is just control.
And I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
And I wanted to come back to when you were referring, like when you were talking about how you grew up Catholic and how you would ask those questions to get a spiritual connection to God, right? So you could very well not have grown up Catholic and still been pushed to ask those questions, because that is something humans do. We're going to question everything that exists around us, and we're going to question our own existence. So,
and that was kind of like, not in a interrupt, but that was like kind of the point I was making. I was like, to be religious and not act like, you can't. I feel like a person can't say that they're religious and not ask questions.
No, you can ask questions, but it's like, not gonna be necessarily in order to get in touch with God. I mean, you could just ask questions about religion, because technically it's historical.
Okay.
If we really want to be
real
about.
Let me clarify, because I see what you're saying now, and I think that may be like where we're kind of getting like our wires crossed. I don't feel like you can be religious and not ask questions to grow spiritually, if that makes sense. I feel like you can't, like, to sit there and just go through the motions and think everything's going to work out fine. Like you said, control this, be okay, I'm going to do this and keep my head down and go this way, go that way. And in the end, everything going to be okay. It ain't going to work like that. I really don't feel like it is. I feel like in order to grow spiritually in whatever religion you may, practice, you have to ask those questions. Because that in turn brings you closer spiritually to whatever it is that you believe in. And
do you pray?
Absolutely.
What do you ask for when you pray?
I pray for selfless things.
But I'm asking like what's something selfless you can ask for?
I said selfless.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but what's something selfless that you could ask for?
Oh, y'all safety.
Okay, but do you think it's selfless to ask for my safety?
Yes. Because I'm not worried
about the most powerful being in the universe for my safety. Do you think he has enough time? Like, man, I'm about to make sure King get home off. Man, ain't worry about King. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's the most powerful being in the universe.
Exactly. And that's why I pray, because I feel like this is the most powerful person in the universe. If I can come to anybody and they're able to protect you or Bars behind the camera, I do, J Bars, y'all look him up. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Why not ask him? Why not ask that most powerful being? Yeah, he's the most powerful being. But I don't think of this powerful being that don't be worried about none of us. I think of this dude that or woman or whatever it is. It may be just this creature that we can't like even fathom of what he is.
But it also asks you in the book not to ask for things of greed too, right?
But that's not asking for somebody's health is not greed.
That's what I'm saying. It's not greed, but it tells you in the book not to, ask for things of greed. You know what I'm saying? Of greedful nature, right? In the Bible. So it basically trains you not to be, selfish. It trains you to pray and not be selfish. Spirituality doesn't have to teach you to pray and not be selfish because it just wants you to focus on you to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So I understand your argument, but I understand hers. Her argument is just that, religion is a practice. And you can practice it and have the same beliefs as I have in my own beliefs. But the difference is, it is a form of control. You can still believe in it and wander off the path.
I feel like when it comes to religion, it's only... You're only a sheep if you want to be a sheep when it comes to religion.
But you should be a sheep because you're supposed to follow the shepherd. The shepherd is Jesus.
No, because religion is just sheepish in general. Like, okay, I mean, essentially what I was going to say is like...
You getting sleepy on me, yeah?
I'm getting there. But we gonna keep going though. Because basically, so spirituality, not spirituality. I meant meditation. Meditation and prayer, right? They're the same thing. But the difference is prayer, on the other hand, you're asking something outside of you to protect you or provide you with whatever you need. Whereas meditation, you go within. So you going within, you have no choice but to go within and ask yourself for everything you need. Religion, you're asking God. But my whole thing is the fact that you have to go outside of yourself for that is what the difference between religion and spirituality. There are people out here who don't have a faithful spiritual bone in their body that pray for the wrong things or pray for selfish things, right? I think that you're kind of going about it like everybody should do it how I do it. Like, I think you think that everybody that practices religion sees it the way you do or is in it for the same reasons that you are. You might be in it for a spiritual reason. Other people might be in it for material gain.
And I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like people that are in religion for not spiritual, for material or monetary or some type of like, for some reason that's not genuine, I don't feel like that's really a religious person.
But they are religious in the fact that they're practicing or calling themselves by that name of whatever religion.
Well, when I put it to you that way, like, what is their real religion? Are they really believing in what they're talking about, or is their religion greed? Is their religion lust? Is their religion like anger or rage? Like, people sit there and they'll pray, I hope this person dies. I
feel like those are the sins of human nature.
Rage their God?
And religion is supposed to teach you to stay away from those sins.
But we're just talking about religion in existence as a concept. Is simply religion just a concept.
It's built to keep you away from those things. It's built to keep you away from being envious and feeling wrath and feeling greed and feeling lust.
But people still do those things because they have not developed spiritually, like that. Because when you really look into spirituality, it teaches you to observe your flaws and it teaches you to observe the positives about yourself. You have to look at everything and see everything for what it is. You can't have religion. You can't have any type of what is up with me and words today, man? You can't have any type of doctrine to follow. You don't have a doctrine. Like religion, your path is laid out for you. They tell you how you're supposed to do this, how you're supposed to move, when you're supposed to go to church, when you're supposed to do this. Spirituality, your path is the path that you create for yourself. That's what spirituality is. There's no path being created for you. And that's why I say that's your path. You have utilized religion, Catholicism, as a vehicle to express your spirituality, something that's already within you. And that's what I'm saying. People can be religious and they can use religion as a vehicle for hate.
I feel like a deeper argument of this is that sometimes character gets involved in religion, it gets involved in spirituality. But spirituality is created to mold your character, while religion is created to control your character. And I feel like when human nature plays a role in everything that we do and everything that we create, it depends on the people that's driving the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been some of the most corrupted, crooked, nastiest people in history to write in the Bible, but we still believe in the word because the word has meaning. And spiritual practices have meaning. So the spirituality that's found in religion, we won't ignore that because spiritual people will see that. You know what I'm saying? But people who just practice religions, come on, man, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, practice something every step. You'll still gain some knowledge. So I don't believe that there is true religion and fake religion, true spirituality or fake spirituality. I feel like you're as spiritual as you want to be.
I mean, we do have true religion. 2 Chainz talks about it all the time.
Yeah, man, but some guy put that on a pair of jeans.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And they got Buddha on the back, so I don't know. Like, you know, it's man-made.
Yeah, man, but you know, we getting kind of up in time, so why don't you close this out, big dog?
Oh, yeah, man, because one thing we can't forget that we all got a difference of opinion. We all got things to say. But we always got to remember we got to agree to disagree sometimes because we just the people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I appreciate y'all for joining us, tuning in. You hear what you do. Sauce God Kemosabi. Also with my girl.
Eco.
My dog.
Alecth3illfigure.
And we are the people, so join us again and we're going to cover this same topic, you know, get a little more details going on. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and
smash that subscribe button.
Join the movement,
Please.
man. Join the movement.
Please do.
Peace.
That's it.